Hockey fans love arguments. Who's the best fighter? Who's the best skater? Whose beard can legally qualify as wildlife? And one debate always gets people heated like it's a playoff series. Who owns the hardest shot ever recorded? Most people point straight to Zdeno Chara and shut the conversation down like it's over before it started. But the hardest shot story has a twist, and not a small one. The truth is way messier, way funnier, and honestly, way more shocking than anyone expects. Because the NHL's famous record isn't actually the real record, not even close. Today, we're breaking down the real hierarchy behind hockey's hardest rockets, the ones that shook radar guns, broke equipment, and forced leagues to quietly send out, statements the next morning. And stick around for the twist halfway through, because I promise you, the story hits a point where you start wondering if radar guns need therapy. Let's start with the first record people think they know and why they're wrong. 1. The real North American record, Martin Frk, 109.2 miles per hour. Everyone's heard Chara's number, 108.8 miles per hour. People say it like it's tattooed in stone, but if you've only followed NHL events, you've missed the shot that actually blew past that mark, because it didn't happen in the NHL at all. It happened in the AHL. In 2020, at the AHL All-Star Skills Competition, Martin Frk from the Ontario Reign stepped up, took his turn, and crushed a puck at 109.2 miles per hour. The building didn't react at first because nobody believed the number. Fans looked at the scoreboard like, is the decimal in the wrong spot? Players were laughing, pointing at the radar gun like it needed an exorcism. But nope, the number was real. Frk had officially topped Chara's record. And here's the part that always makes people mad. It counts. It's professional hockey. It's modern equipment. It's verified. The only reason it's not talked about everywhere is because it happened in the AHL instead of the Big Show. If the NHL had slapped their logo on it, people would swear it was the greatest moment since sliced bread, or sliced nets, which we'll get to later. Martin Frk owns the hardest shot ever recorded in North America, period. You can argue, but the radar gun won't listen. And the funny thing is, Frk didn't even look that surprised, like he knew he had that cannon loaded the whole time. The interviews afterwards sounded like he just ordered breakfast instead of detonating a puck at supersonic speed. Even the goalies at the event were joking that they need hazard pay if he ever wound up like that in a game. Some fans swear the puck left a smoke trail, and honestly, I'm not convinced they're wrong. If the AHL wanted more publicity, letting Frk take 5 more attempts probably would have broken the internet. Number 2, the world record, Alexander Ryazantsev, 114.1 miles per hour. Now buckle up, because we're leaving North America and heading to Russia, where hockey physics apparently takes a vacation. At the 2012 KHL All-Star Game, Alexander Ryazantsev unleashed a shot that the league clocked at 114.1 miles per hour. Yes, 114. That's not a slap shot. That's artillery. That's the kind of number that makes goalies reconsider their career choices. But there's a catch. The KHL doesn't measure the hardest shot the same way the NHL does. The approach distance is longer, the puck placement isn't identical, and the radar setup has always been a point of debate. Some analysts swear it inflates speed by a few miles per hour. Even if you subtract a couple miles per hour, Ryazantsev's shot is still comfortably ahead of anything seen in the NHL. So, is it the official hardest shot ever? That depends on who you trust. But is it the fastest number ever recorded by a professional player? Absolutely. It's the worldwide king, just with an asterisk the size of a Zamboni. Some KHL fans defend this record like it's a national treasure, insisting the measurement was flawless. Others joke the radar gun was probably held together with duct tape and hope. Even Ryazantsev looked a little surprised, like he didn't expect physics to cooperate that perfectly. But whether inflated or not, every slow-motion replay shows that puck exploding off his stick like it got shot out of a cannon. And until someone else steps up with a verified 115, this number isn't going anywhere. Number 3, the mythical record, Bobby Hull, 118 miles per hour. Ah yes, the legend, the hockey version of Bigfoot. For decades, people have repeated the claim that Bobby Hull once unleashed a 118-mile-per-hour slap shot in the 1960s. That number has been passed around so much that fans treat it like holy scripture. But here's the problem. It almost definitely didn't happen. Not because Hull wasn't a monster, he absolutely was, but because the equipment wasn't capable of generating that velocity. Hull was using a wooden stick, a literal tree branch compared to modern carbon fiber. You know the slap shots we watch today that break sticks and tear nets? Hull didn't have that tech. The 118-mile-per-hour number came from a popular mechanics experiment using primitive timing equipment, not a radar gun. The same tech that probably thought your grandma jogging was going 40 miles per hour. Could Hull shoot harder than his era? Sure. Was he hitting 118 miles per hour? Physically impossible. It's a fun story, but it belongs in the mythology section, right next to goalies didn't wear masks because they were tough. They weren't tough. They were scared of looking silly, let's be honest. But give Hull credit. Even rumors about him sound like superhero lore. Fans still talk about him denting boards, shattering glass, and bruising goalies through their pads. And honestly, if you told me he scared a few radar guns into retirement, I might believe that part. The legend lives on not because the number is real, but because the story is just too good to let die. Hockey needs myths, and Hull delivered one of its best. Number 4. The in-game glitch. Filip Hronek's phantom 107 miles per hour. Now for the funniest modern entry. During the 2023-24 season, the Vancouver Canucks' Filip Hronek ripped a shot that the NHL's edge tracking system registered as 107.9 miles per hour in-game. It exploded online. Analysts lost it. Fans started saying Hronek secretly had Chara's body hidden under a Czech passport. Then the NHL reviewed the data manually and quietly corrected it to 100.37 miles per hour. Why the huge difference? Because in-game tracking has a flaw. It sometimes picks up deflections or moments when the puck accelerates off an odd bounce. The system isn't perfect. It's basically a very expensive kid trying its best. So Hronek never actually topped Chara, but for one glorious night, the internet believed he did, and that counts for something. For a few hours, Canucks fans were ready to build Hronek a statue outside the arena. Even highlight reels started editing dramatic music over the clip like he'd unlocked his final form. By the next morning, everyone woke up to the correction and groaned like they'd been pranked by the league. Hronek laughed it off, but you know deep down he wishes the glitch stuck. Honestly, if there's ever a day to trust a malfunction, it's when it hands you a 107-mile-per-hour bomb. Number 5. The top 5 hardest shots ever, real numbers. Here's the clean list that ends all arguments. Number 1. Alexander Ryazantsev, 114.1 miles per hour in the KHL in 2012, the fastest recorded, method debated. Number 2. Denis Kouliash, 110.3 miles per hour in the KHL in 2011, verified above NHL numbers. Number 3. Martin Frk, 109.2 miles per hour in the AHL in 2020, the real North American record. Number 4. Zdeno Chara, 108.8 miles per hour in the NHL in 2012, the official NHL record. And number 5. Shea Weber, 108.5 miles per hour in the NHL in 2015, the runner-up. Yes, Chara is still the NHL king. Yes, Frk really beat him. And yes, Russia is still out here posting numbers that look like boss-level cheat codes. Every time this list gets posted online, someone in the comments tries to rewrite history. Some swear Chara's shot felt harder, which is not how science works, but is very on brand for hockey debates. Others claim Weber should be number 1 spiritually, whatever that means. And there's always that one guy insisting he saw a beer league player hit 120 miles per hour once, which is a lie and possibly a felony. But regardless of fan fiction, the numbers are the numbers, and they make this list official. Now here's the part nobody talks about. The hardest shot record doesn't belong to the strongest guy, it doesn't belong to the tallest guy, and it doesn't belong to the most famous guy. It belongs to the right combination of stick technology, radar placement, run-up distance, ice conditions, puck temperature, and yes, luck. You could take the same player, same stick, same form, and run the exact same shot 10 times and get 10 different speeds. That's the real secret. The hardest shot isn't a measure of one player's greatness. It's a snapshot of the perfect moment when physics, adrenaline, and pure chaos line up. And that's why this record feels like it keeps changing. It's not that players are randomly evolving superpowers. It's that the measurement keeps getting more precise, more automated, and more unforgiving. So the real question isn't who shot the hardest puck ever. The real question is who's going to break it next, and what ridiculous combination of factors is going to make it happen. Because if the history of hardest shot records tells us anything, it's this. The next big number won't come from the biggest star. It'll come from somewhere unexpected, like the AHL or the KHL, or some kid who enters the competition with a stick flexed like a fishing rod. And when it happens, just remember this video, because you'll hear the number, you'll shake your head, and you'll say exactly what we all say. Okay, there's no way that was real. And then you'll watch the replay and realize, yeah, it was real. Because in hockey, the records don't break politely, they break violently. And the next one is coming.